Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Edu Ribeiro here. One more Open Studio Drum Conversation. Today we have a special guest, a Japanese percussion drum set player, amazing musician, Keita Ogawa. I'm sorry about my pronunciation from your Japanese name. Is that correct, Keita?
Perfect.
Oh, great! We met personally in February in one of your, for me, one of my last gigs that I did live before the pandemic times. Was the same for you?
Pretty much kind of cool. Yeah. In the Miami, right?
Miami Ground Up Festival, amazing festival. You are playing with Snark Puppy.
Yes.
And oh man, that was great. And I was listening. I was checking a lot of jobs, groups that you did, and I realized that we did a lot of things in common. We played together. We played with Romero Lubambo.
Right.
You did that too. We played with Maria Schneider. You did that too. She's amazing. She's amazing, and I love it. A bunch of things that I saw in internet, and today I want to start with a different way to start. Actually, I always start playing something.
Yeah.
But Keita, you did a so beautiful job, man. Did you mind? Did you mind if I ask you to play a little for us, just to see that beautiful that you can do for us?
I can make some introduction for this.
Oh,
yeah. Okay.
please.
For the technical issues, I have to mute you when I play. So if you don't mind, it's okay.
No problem. I am not going to sing.
Okay. I won't hear you when I play. Anyway.
Okay.
All right. Let me see. Thank you.
Oh man, that is delicious to listen. That
Thank you.
yeah, because it's hard to us drummers and percussion to play alone. That I think that is a kind of that is a kind of challenge
Yeah.
that we are faced at in these pandemic times
Right.
because we can't play with anyone more, and of course want to do some lives, want to do some things that we can play, and I I back to my stuffs and bring a lot of play alongs
Hmm.
to play with recorded, pre-recorded songs. But that is amazing. What are you using that to do
So
that?
yeah, I'm using I don't like it just like multi effect pedal that I use. Like this is like a Zoom A1.
Okay,
It's just like a multi effect pedal has a loop,
yeah.
function. And yeah, this is actually it's kind of nice to hold on. It's nice to have it, to perform live for sure.
Oh man, that's and when you do that, you have a kind of metronome, or are you doing with no metronome? That you
No metronome.
no metronome.
No metronome. It's just like free improvisation kind of.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
Yeah. this is this is like I've been like playing like a percussion looping solo stuff, but during this time actually made me do more, and
Hmm.
it was challenging because as you said, uh if you're not a piano player or guitar player or singer, it's it's nice just play as a solo, but no one wants to hear drum set solo for you know like an hour.
But yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
hard.
you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I was like thinking, how can I make it this work? To perform as like a solo percussion set. So I started doing a YouTube my YouTube channel. Every week I was doing just like a free improvisation for like a half an hour, 40 minutes, whatever. Trying to just like I don't decide any rules, any concept. I just play, and
Yeah,
then I think it kind of developed some kind of the openness, and also yeah, I think it was kind of fun to do. Yeah.
man, great. I love that, and I want to try that. I have to catch some loop station for for try to do something. And when you do that live, you do that with another musicians, or you do that alone?
I do both actually. I've done like duo project. I've done like different also trio and using my loop pedals. So different setting, different setup formats, but it worked. Um,
Wow,
yeah.
wow, great, amazing. I love it. That. And
Thank you.
Keita,
Yeah.
let me know what came first for you, the drum set or the percussion. How about your history with both?
So I started play drums at first. And when I was 14,
Mhm.
and then like I switched to I mean like I study hand percussions when I came to the States, which was like 15 years ago. I went to
Mhm.
school in Boston, and that's where I you know study percussions at that time. And since then, like I tried to kind of play both, but I trying to combine influence between drums and percussions.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, great. And you are from Japan,
Yeah.
okay? What is the city that are you from? Because you are
uh,
embassy of culture of the city now. How
yeah.
how about that?
Yeah. My hometown called Sasebo City, which is in part of Nagasaki Prefecture in
Okay.
Japan. With it's like a west south part of Japan, and my Nagasaki and my hometown also, it's like a by the ocean, so it's like it has a port and it's
Okay.
American based. So there's always like um, you know more American culture influence. Also, there's some Portugal like culture influence, because back in the day, when they like, closed, the Japan was closed from the outside, and then
Yeah.
Nagasaki was only the place open for other countries. So lots of like ships from Spain and Portugal came to the Nagasaki, Japan,
But
Nagasaki.
they speak Portuguese.
No, really, but I mean, no, really, but there's some kind of like word and this word influence from Portuguese. So, for example, we have like a little cake, like a
Okay.
sweet, like a kind of like a looks like a pound cake, but it's called castera.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
it-
Delicious.
yeah, you know,
That's delicious.
yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
Uh, and I'm sorry about that, but I don't know a lot about Japanese music,
Hmm.
and I'm so I just know about this huge drums that they
Drum.
play
Right.
like taiko drums, but you can talk for me. Could you talk for us? What? How about your influence about Japan music? There is some music, there is some rhythm, there is some instrument that
Mhm.
you use in your life, and you can show for us something like that.
Sure. Um, I it's kind of shame, but like I don't really study the Japanese music, the traditional
Okay.
Japanese music, and also I wasn't grew up playing traditional Japanese music. Although I remember, the typical Japanese instruments and hearing, hearing from the music, and also some drums, and I can show some usually, like, when you there's like a festival, like a small festival, like
Okay.
summertime, and usually people play some kind of like a festival music, which has like a little flute and some bells and also taiko drum, and then people
Okay.
dance with that, and but that kind of music to me is more like uh it's really casual, and the rhythm is more like a shuffle vibe, you know
Okay.
and I don't have a taiko drum with me, but there's some kind of uh, additional drum. It's called like it's called fan drum. It's like a fan, but this fan drum, and this is like a traditional version, but I have a modern version here. Let me switch.
Uh-huh.
Let me switch my camera so you can see it. Actually, yeah, I should have put this one. Forgot. So right here, there's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
so this is like kind of one of the Japanese drums, and I have another one actually. Let me get that one. So this is
Wow.
it's also fan, but it's called the rain fan, which is
Re-
sounds like a raining. Let me play.
Yeah. Wow.
So these are like one of a Japanese percussion instrument, I guess. But I studied these instruments really recently, not from the beginning, and
Mm-hmm.
I discovered through my friends, and it was really fascinating and kind of cool to just bring into my percussion setup or drum setup. And
Yeah.
yeah, and I want to show some kind of typical Japanese um, uh, like a festival type of vibe. It's like more like a shuffle, as I said, a shuffle
Uh
thing.
huh.
It's
Yeah.
it's more like
Wow.
yeah, it's more like you know,
Pataga,
ding,
pataga,
ding,
pataga.
ding, 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 and then with some bells and stuff, you know.
And the tempo is here.
Yeah, yeah,
Like.
yeah. Or maybe some slower tempo, but still like there's kind of feel, still like a triplet shuffle feel, you know.
Okay.
And the other type of the Japanese traditional music, which is like no, there's no concept for the time actually, no groove. It's more like
Mhm.
the they
Ah.
like more silence, like a ding, boom, you know, some like really so much space and you know the rest,
Yeah.
that kind
Yeah.
of you know stuff. So, but
Yeah.
I'm sure I have some kind of influence those kind of you know those stuff for sure.
Oh, great, man. Great. Very, very nice instrument. I love that the rain one and this
Yeah,
one that you play with the stick sound very good. Sounding very.
right.
Wow, that's beautiful. And that triplet thing,
Yeah.
we can say that there is some influence about from the Africa or not.
I don't think so. I'm not sure, but I mean, you know, if you said like everything come from Africa, I mean, you know, what can you say? But like, I don't know where is this come from, but Japanese the culture, I think lots of influence from China too. You know, because the Chinese
Okay,
have a lot of like long old history, so I'm sure there's many kind of influence from China, Chinese music also. But I
great.
don't know. I wish I could talk about more about my culture, but unfortunately I don't know so
No,
much. You know,
no, no,
I know Brazilian music better than the Japanese. I think.
no problem. Probably you know Brazilian music better than me
No,
because
I'm not.
you came here to study. I know that you spent three months that you live here.
Right, right, right,
Wow, and you studied with Kiko Freitas, Márcio Bahia,
right, right.
Jorginho do Pandeiro.
Let's
Man,
do that.
you got the best teachers that you can have here.
I miss you though.
Oh man, and that's great. And there's some question for you here. Jason says hello, and Murilo Bueno has two questions, and he says, "Hi guys. When I was a kid and began studying drums, I listened a lot of Cassiopeia and Akira Jimbo. Just wondering how big they are in Japan and if they were an influence for you as well."
uh, wait, who's the first one? I mean, I got the Akira. Who's the first one? The other one?
Cassiopeia is the
Okay, that,
group.
that band he
Yeah,
was right, 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 right. Yeah, I mean that band it was I think in I think it was in 90s, 80s. It was
yeah.
huge in Japan. It was like a fusion era, you know.
Mhm.
And yeah, Akira, I think he's kind of one of the most famous Japanese drummer out of Japan in you know.
Yeah.
Yes, I think he's too big and um I I hope he's not watching this, but like you know, I'm not. I never actually really into Cassiopeia the music. It was I just didn't go it didn't uh
Different styles,
yeah
different
yeah
history. Yeah,
yeah, I
that
don't know
that.
much about the Cassiopeia music and but I mean Akira Zimba, he's an incredible drummer, you know. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
great.
a
And he's still living in Japan, or he moved.
he lives in Japan, but yeah, I'm not sure. I think he lives in Japan. Yeah.
Okay, and the same Murilo has a different question, and he said, also, could you talk about your experience playing with Charlie Hunter?
Oh, Charlie Hunter. Yeah. Whoa. I mean, he's the guy. You know, he's a man. he knows the groove. That's
Mhm.
all. You'll have to be able to play if you play drums and percussion. The groove, and he's also a good drummer too. He can play the drums, and he played pandero too.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
player.
yeah. And it was really great opportunity to learn and then be able to play with him, because when I play with him I feel like, oh shit, I'm grooving. I feel like, grooving is more than usual. That's what I feel,
That's
because
very good.
I know I was like,
That's
oh,
very good sensation.
and then like I feel like, oh shit, I'm funky, made me
Mhm.
funky. He's so funky, and play bass line and guitars, and he
Mhm.
sings pretty cool, good too. And it just like he does simple thing makes so much groove. And
Okay.
I tour with him past 3 years, I think 2 or 3 years. And when we go on a tour, like months and a half, every day, playing every day, driving, and simple. And it's really fun to hang with him. And when we drive in the car, he just he shows some music that he grew up listening, which is
Yeah.
like he usually like don't play the music after maybe 70s. you know he always listen to
Wow.
music before the 70s. He like the old school one, which is like really important, and lots of things to learn from those eras. So yeah, it's amazing, and he's funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. So you are talking about groove, and
Yeah.
we talked yesterday, and we are talking about the changing the subdivision between triplets and 16 notes,
Right.
and the different one that today people are subdividing in different subdivision like quintuplets and septuplets. And how's your approach about that? How you do that?
Okay. So yeah, I want to talk about that. Um, I can show. So like recently, I've been working lots of like triplets and 16, but also there's some kind of beat or feel between 16 and triplets.
Yeah,
You know? So and also if the same group or same rhythm could be could like can feel like a different angle, different way. So
perspective.
for example, the first, actually, the looping stuff that I play, actually based
Mhm.
on 4/4 and 3/4.
Okay,
Let me show you. So the pattern was like I play was like, right. So
okay,
that was a motif I was playing. But if you um feel 4/4, right.
okay. Yeah.
So like a tuku tu tuku tuka kung 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 tunka tung tung ka kung 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 tunka, right? You feel it.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
based on the triplet, but
Hmm.
without changing my kick and snare patterns, I'm gonna just change it like a hi hat. So like
Wow.
2, 3,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna change like a hi hat. So you know what I mean. So this is like, let me do a little more so you hear more difference between these.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. Ooh.
So yeah,
Wow.
that's a the same kick and snare, but like a different the way to feel the 3/4 and 4/4
Yeah.
because it's triplet. You can kind of divide in a 3 or 2, and then it makes total different groups. Then I want to talk about like the triplets going to the 16. That's like another concept I've been working on. Let me
Uh
my microphone
huh.
so I can talk to
Okay.
you know. Uh,
Okay. Okay.
so hold on. Wait. Can you? Oh,
Yeah.
hold on.
Now it's heavier.
Haha. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So the triplets
Uh huh.
stick in like so. This is
Okay.
like when you play triplets, like 3 notes beat each beat, right?
Okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So then
Okay.
um, when I go into the 16 notes, instead of adding one more note, which is like,
Uh
instead of
huh.
playing 4 notes, just keep the 3 notes, right?
Okay.
It goes like this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Right.
If you do this, you have like 3 more different variation, which is like,
Yeah.
so that's like
Yeah.
variations.
Yes.
And so it's kind of cool exercise if you do like a triplet 15 D's, like 4 different 16s, 16 notes, and
Mm-hmm.
also like Paul. I mean, the stick between like a stick the beat or feel when you kind of translate into like a 16 or triplets, like some kind of a weird feel that you can't really write, when you
Yeah.
kind of off grid. For example, like
Ooh.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Sweet.
So like, yeah, so that's like kind of like because when you, I mean, you from Brazil, so like Brazilian slang is really special. And if you go to the Africa, if you go to different countries, you hear lots
Mm-hmm.
of different like really characteristic, the feels,
Yeah.
16
Yeah.
note triplets, or you can even cut, you can even kind of, what it is,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's hard to describe, but you can kind of practice to be more flexible about those like the groove of the grid, not on the grid, of the grid.
Yeah.
You can kind of practice like a triplets, like, and if you shift into like a, so like you can kind of like gradually like a volume knob,
Yeah. Stay in the
like,
middle.
yeah,
Yeah. And 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 it makes so swing, makes so musical that
exactly, yeah, and there's
uh,
so much, in this
yeah.
between, and
Yeah.
so this is like a really kind of cool exercise when you practice something, and just like stick in the middle or wherever, in the
Okay.
and
Okay.
yeah, and then like there's another like kind of cool concept. So this like So this one you can actually like utilize, apply to any patterns or sticking patterns or groove. You can use same concept. So
Yeah.
for example, if you do like a triplet, so like
Yeah.
or,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah.
But then you when you do like a 5, 7, or different numbers on this one,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
was more kind of makes more interesting, like this, for example, if I do like uh, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left. Five.
Yeah.
Okay, let me do 5. So uh, I'm doing the
Yeah.
triplet in a 5,
Yes.
and this one becomes this triplets become, but I still keeping same sticking,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And if I do on a snare drum, you just hear sounds like taka 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 taka. But as soon as I spit it out, different voice,
Yeah.
hear the difference. Let me do it.
Make difference. Wow. Great. That's beautiful.
Yeah, so like it's like, oh, hello, yeah.
Hello.
So
Hello.
so that's like kind of that's concept. It's kind of simple way to think, shifting without changing any sticking or patterns. Just like stick with the triplet and then go into the
Yeah.
you know. And there's some other 6/8 I can with groove. So this is like a 6/8 and
Uh-huh.
going to the 4/4, but the same concept. So
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow. Great.
So it's the same concept. This is kind of one simple concept. I can show you. I mean, this is really kind of hard to understand if you only hearing.
Yeah.
Let me share some. I have notes. Hold on.
Ah. Okay. But that mixing between triplets and 16 notes makes a lot of swing in a different country, different musics, and
Yeah.
that's a good thing. Practice that. That's
Mhm. So this is it. Let me show one thing. Okay. So
uh,
this is it. Let me show this one. Share. Can you see it?
shh. Not yet,
Not yet.
Rachel. I don't know if you
Ah,
can share that. Yes, now you have it.
okay. Cool.
Great,
So this
cool.
I'm writing for the percussion for the frame drums, but
Mm-hmm.
you can see the notes. So like trip. This is
Yeah.
taka ta taka ta taka ta taka ta. Yeah, and it becomes ta taka ta taka ta taka ta taka.
Yeah, yeah.
Ta 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 ta
Or
taka ta ta.
or
Yeah. Or taka.
tigada.
Yeah. Or and then it's same whatever finger stick you use for the drums or hand percussions, you know,
Man.
it lines up like this. And when you do 5 or any numbers, it goes like
Mm-hmm.
this. So like When I sing the five, I use like a South Indian stuff, which called like a tadi ki natun five. So like,
Tadinadum.
yeah,
Yeah.
tadi ki natun, tadi ki natun,
Takijina.
tadi ki natun. And
Yeah.
when I shift in 16 notes, tadi ki natun. Then
Okay.
yeah, and so like a tadi natun, tadi natun, tadi natun ta. So 3 times,
Wow.
it's just still 3 times. So it's like this.
Hmm.
And the same thing, the other variation, takata takata or takata takata, barapa barapa.
Great.
Yeah.
Man, that's amazing. That's a kind of book that you wrote, or just some
No, this
exercise
is
that you do.
I never wrote book, but this is kind of one of the material I teach to my students using
Okay.
PDF.
What are you teaching in private lessons or some kind of school?
No, private lesson.
Okay,
Yeah.
great, great. And Keita,
Yeah.
let me know something. Um when you, so, for example, in Snack Puppy, when you came to play in a rehearsal or in a recording session, what they bring to you to play in a percussion? They have or drum set. They bring it done, or you have freedom to create different grooves, different things that you want.
Yeah. So first time actually when I joined this band, it was there was Spot was playing drum set, and Nate Wurst, he's the original Snarky Puppy percussionist, and he has Ghost Note now with Spot, and so Nate was playing percussions, and then when I was asked to play Snarky Puppy, and the with the way Nate plays percussion was not really you know my comfort zone, you know.
Okay.
It was not my thing. That thing was like Nate, you know, kind of created that whole sound. Nate and Spot created, So I was like
Yeah.
trying to fit it, and then trying to bring my whatever taste to the group. But
Yeah.
beginning, it didn't work. More personally, I felt it's not working. You know,
Uh-huh.
so because that's not the sounds the Nate was playing, and actually Nate was playing was like really perfect for me. So I have to the relearn whatever that he was playing, and then and understand his concept. His
Yeah.
vowels, stack symbols, and all the hand percussion. And
Yeah.
after I understand what he was playing, then I was more kind of comfortable and free to do whatever. And
Great.
then I think the which one was it? I think the album called Pucha Pucha, which was 2000, we recorded 2000, I forgot, 14 or 15, 16, I forgot. But
Hmm.
so that album, we all members was in the same studio. We stayed like I think 1 week or something like that. Three drummers, three percussion players, and
Wow.
guitars. I mean, everybody.
Yeah.
So, then like we have more, whatever the music we going to record, we kind of trying to figure that out each parts.
Yes.
So we have three percussion players, so we just like kind of trying to figure it out. What the sound, how the groove
Yeah.
fits, and then three drummer was like a kind of trying to figure it out, groove and stuff like that.
Hmm.
It's all like a kind of the processing, the way the processing. So and each individual players has own specialties. Nate has specialty, Marcel has a specialty, I have another, whatever the
Yeah.
you know so we kind of bring it, and then I think like, oh, this sounds good, somebody like, oh, I think that shit is cool, we
Yeah.
kind of stick with kind of that kind of
That
yeah.
that is so specific, and so it's difficult, but it's so with pleasure to do that. You have to listen everybody. You have to make sure what you can play is a kind of relation in a conversation. What you can, what you have to put in this music, and that's hard to do because it's a lot of people playing together. You never that's amazing.
Yeah. You can do like you can be ego, you know.
But are you completely free to do that? It's a conversation. You can. There's no arrangement for the percussion first. You can create that.
Yeah.
Of course, there's some points, some parts of the music, but
Right.
some conception. But you can create different sounds and something. One thing that I want to ask to you. That's something that you do very well. How do you create your grooves? Because you do a lot of different things. Maybe you can give some tip for us how to create some grooves from
Sure.
the simple part and create different situations.
Sure. So I usually when I build some grooves, if it's not traditional, it's something like not related to any traditional stuff. I usually listen if there's some like a parts already made it, like a guitar parts or bass part or piano, keyboard. I listen to other parts, what's going on, and I kind of take different parts and then kind of build it. But also there's another way I create it is like I make some subdivision. I subdivide it, for example, like if it's 4/4, and if it's based on eighth notes based, which is like eight notes, one bar, or if you wanted to create more longer phrase, like a 2 bars, which is 16 notes, right? So I kind of start like play with it, like a subdivide. So for example, if you do like let's do like a 16 beats, and then if you do like 7 7 7 7799 dun, dun, dun. Yeah, 7799, which is like 16, right? I mean, right? So sounds like it's like this. So like 7 7 and 9, and if I do like a 9, I'm gonna divide like a big 3 and small 3. So and then for the 7, I do like 3 and 4. So like
3 4.
So then it goes like this: 7 7 9 9, 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2, right? And then big 3, small 3 on a 9. So like 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3.
Wow!
So
great.
So that's like, but if you do it, and also you think about, so that's a subdivisions like 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, right?
Yeah, great.
And you kind of divide like low and high, or like kick and snare,
Yeah.
So like if you like 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1
Yeah.
Like and if you could keep the hi hat.
Wow!
Great. Like this. So like that way you can create so many. Unlimited. If you do this way. For example, like 3-3-2, more typical rhythm you hear everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
For 3-3-2, one two three one two three one two one two three one two three one two one two three one two three one two, right?
Yeah.
But you do like if you like orchestrate different way, like one two three one two three one two one two three one two three one two one, or you can kind of slide and it goes like one two three one two three one two three one two three one two one two three one two three one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
so many group you can create. You just need
Yeah.
to, just make subdivision and then orchestrate low and high,
Yeah.
and I mean that way it's so many groups you can make it, and no matter if it's in the music or not, but you can still have like a group. You can kind of make interesting group or non-traditional group, and then
Yeah.
you can make music with it.
Yeah, that's a very good way to think about that. I think I never thought about that to create my groups. And just one more thing with the subdivision that you have a package, package, taka 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 ta. Taka 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 taka
Yeah,
taka 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 taka
yeah,
taka taka taka
right.
taka taka taka. And that okay, you can say that. You think something special to put your right hand with some supervision, or there is something that you think about that?
Yeah, I mean you can then like you can kind of practice like if you add more hi-hat, right symbol, you can
Hmm.
practice like quarter notes or eighth notes, or you can kind of follow to subdivision and like for example, ah
Ah.
I fucked up it.
Ui.
And, uh, like
Wow. Wow. Wow.
but
Great, bro.
yeah, I mean you can add whatever you want on the top of that,
That's great. That's beautiful, beautiful. Hey, Keita, and
yeah.
please, I saw that you are doing a lot of recording for different parts of the world, different people in this pandemic times, playing separated but together.
Yeah.
And how about your projects that you have to the next times, to the future, with even with these pandemic times, or but when it finishes, what are you thinking about music? Do you have some thinking about that?
Yeah, I have a few upcoming projects if the pandemic is over. Uh, so there's a band called Bocante, which is formed by Mike Lee, also the Snarky Puppy, uh,
Yeah,
and includes few Snarky Puppy member. And it's three percussion player, two other amazing percussion player, Jamie Haddad and also Andre Ferrari, and we were going to um, record new album. We were going to record new album this summer, but we had to postpone. So hopefully
yeah,
we're going to make another album next year, and yeah, and also I just recorded with amazing jazz vocalist Cecile McRollin Servant, and
yeah,
yeah, so we had actually that was like the last gig we play in New York before the lockdown. We had
yeah.
1 week at the Village Vanguard, and
Wow.
yeah, and we wish like we we went to studio right after that.
Yeah.
We play 1 week every day. Anyway, we went to studio, record a couple tunes, and then we're going to do more on the record soon. So that thing will be out hopefully sometimes next year, and hopefully we're going to be able to perform this music next year. And I mean, it's really hard to think, when we going to, you know,
Yeah.
play
Yeah.
music and make music.
We
I
don't
mean,
know.
much, there's so many projects and then bands, and um, we could do it, but like,
And
it's up in the air. So yeah,
yeah, we have to wait. But when you record at home, you do everything alone. You record that, you mix that.
yeah,
Great. And
yeah.
just one more question. We can stay every day here, but I have one more question for you. Are you a composer too? I heard that you compose music for some film or some special project now. Yeah.
Actually, I'm not. I never composed for the film, but I write the music. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And do you play some different instrument that's not percussion like piano or guitar? Where do you play? Do you record? Guitars.
And yeah, I play guitar, bass, and piano. And I was also, when I went to the Brazil, I bought a cavaquinho. So
It's
that's
too
a cavaquinho.
it's too hard to play. It's too short.
Yeah, right.
We never played the right short every time. Yeah, but it's so rhythmic. The right hand is a kind of tumbling back.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah. So, hey, Keita.
man.
Yeah, we can sing every day, but I have to say thank you for being here and for talking with us. Thank you for sharing your acknowledgement and your ideas. I love it to be here, and I'm waiting the moment that we're gonna stay together one
Yeah.
more time. One more
Yes,
time.
yes. Thank you so
Oh,
much for having me. This is awesome. I was, I saw you. I mean, I discovered about you when I was in actually when I was in the school. I think over
wow.
10 years ago. And I was listening to Sico's music. Sico Pinero.
Chico Pinheiro, I love him.
Who is this drummer? And then I saw your name, Edu Ribeiro, and then I checked YouTube, and oh wow, he's amazing. I was following
Oh,
since then. This is
oh,
like one of a dream. Doing it.
oh.
It's amazing.
Oh, thank you for being here, and I love Chico's music. I
Yeah,
love play, and he's living in New York too.
right, right, right.
You're supposed to play together now. You have to play together now, please. Oh man, thank you for that. Thank you so much. And well, I have to say thank you for Rachel, Peter Martin, Dan Martin, Adam Mess, and every people from Open Studio. Thank you for doing this, for being, for having this, and for the people that came here to see and to make some comments. And now I have to say bye bye to Murilo, Giancarlo, Faber. Mr. It happy can watch back. Yes, you can watch that after. Uh, Bud Presley says, that's really beautiful what we are hearing. I would love to hear it with a bass, and I'm learning to play my guitar. Hopefully one day I'll come up with. Okay. Oh, great, man. People, thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye, Keita. See you next time.
See you next time.
Stay safe, please.
Yes.
Safe and stay safe, please. Um beijo.